Lieutenant General Bob Flowers commands the Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps helped design the Pentagon's new protection. The engineers studied past attacks, including the 1983 Marine barracks bombing in Lebanon, Oklahoma City in 1995, the U.S. embassies in East Africa, and the Khobar Towers barracks in Saudi Arabia.
At Khobar Towers, for example, most of the damage and casualties at Khobar were caused by flying debris from the structure and from the glass, etc. And so, based on that, we worked to design things to prevent flying debris and flying glass. At Oklahoma City, the bulk of the casualties were caused by the collapsing structure. So one of the things we studied was how to put redundant capability in a structure to prevent it from collapsing if it was attacked. And so by applying the lessons that you learn from doing those studies, you can better protect structures in the future.
Tough way to learn a lesson.
Absolutely.
But there is an easier way. The Corps of Engineers is making a science of terror, setting off its own bombs. This is the first time the public has been allowed to see the Corps' counterterrorism work at its research center in Mississippi. Reed Mosier is the technical director for survivability.
You've developed a team of specialists that goes to these terrorist strikes as soon as they happen.
We try to get there as soon as we can so we can get the most information of what occurred before they start doing moving things, repair work, or even part of the removal for search. We'd like to get there as soon as possible.
What can you make of these buildings once they've been blown to bits?
We want to find out what performed well, what didn't perform well, try to characterize the size of the bomb, the blast.
We're going to drop this concrete block from a height of about 20 feet. And maybe you've already guessed what's going to happen. This is a normal block. Here's another block, and it's being sprayed. We're told the spray on this is about 1/8 of an inch thick. Let's drop this one. Whoa. See it bounce? Held together. It's not broken at all. Again, the regular block. We dropped the block 3 times. And it never broke.
On this day, Mosier's team is testing a common interior wall, particle board, steel wall studs, and sheetrock. It's set in a steel frame with instruments inside.
Right?
Can we have a look?
Yeah, sure.
Whoa, it's close in here. So this is the other side of the wall we were just looking at.
Correct.
This would be the interior of the building.
Right.
We're armed, ready to go.
Once the area is all clear, they set off a bomb. Inside, the destruction is captured in slow motion. They've done hundreds of these tests to create new kinds of building materials. For example, watch what happens to this concrete wall. Now look at the same kind of wall after it's been sprayed with a new coating. The Corps of Engineers runs these experiments through its supercomputer center, one of the most powerful in the nation. The computer can test various kinds of bombs against different buildings
Another roadside explosion in Iraq. When the Marine Corps needed to upgrade protection on its vehicles, armor was scarce. They wanted to fix in place within a few weeks. Researchers at the Dahlgren, Virginia Naval Surface Warfare Center stepped in and worked 7 days a week to find a solution.
Stand by. Fire.
A 20-millimeter powder gun sends a slug through a plate of steel, part of the testing procedure of new materials at Dahlgren. The projectile's velocity is measured by lasers, tripped this time by the slug passing at 2,370 feet per second. Its flight captured by computer imaging and slowed down for inspection to see how different types of fragments travel after striking the material under study. Researchers used a variety of test fragments as well as small arms fire to test various combinations of materials. The armor had to give a little so it wouldn't peel off after a few hits and not be too heavy. They came up with a spray-on composite that can be applied on vehicle doors in layers in the field. The Marines have nicknamed it Dragon Shield. Navy video shows a final test of doors treated with Dragon Shield. The shell detonated only a few feet from the vehicles. Provided the raw materials for the experiments, tweaking the chemical composition until testing showed it was ready for use in Iraq. Dragon Shield was originally a stopgap measure until more armor could be found, but Gamache says it's still being widely used to protect vehicles in Iraq.